Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Dan and the Man. So far, we have learnt how to log into Google Classrooms and change our passwords. We have also been onto Google Meet and met with one another online.
What will we be doing today, Mr. Man?
In today's episode, we are going to be learning how to upload a Google Doc to our teachers. When you go onto Google Classrooms, the first thing that you're going to need to do is sign in. Now, for today's episode, I'm going to sign in as the student user. I put my password in. These passwords, remember, should be now changed and written down inside your reading records.
Oh, I nearly forgot.
And once you have logged into Google Classrooms, you will need to go on to the class that you belong to. Now remember, any pieces of work that I have been set will be in this box here. So you can see that I have a piece of work, 2 pieces of work that are due in tomorrow. I have a Dan and the Man homework here. I'm going to see what that is. Do you want to see what your homework is, Dan?
Yeah, definitely.
So we click onto it here and it says Dan and the Man homework. It's due tomorrow.
Oh, no, I didn't even know.
And it says in your instructions that you need to make a poster all about Willand Primary School using Google Docs.
What's Google Docs?
That's what I'm going to show you now, Dan. Google Docs, Dan, is a little bit similar to Microsoft Word.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Now, Google Docs is obviously used through Google Classroom. So if you want to create a Google Doc, what you need to do is click on Add or Create just here. And this will bring up a list of different options. And you can see down here that you could either create a new Google Doc, slide, a Google Sheet, or a Google Drawing. Now, because the instructions for today's homework was to make a poster using Google Docs, what do you think we're going to click on, Daniel?
Google Docs?
Of course we are, Dan. So let's click onto Google Docs. And it says there that it's creating it. It's creating a new file. Now that the file is being created, what we need to do is click on this box so that the Google Doc will open.
Oh, it does look a lot like Microsoft Word.
Yes, Dan. So what we need to do now that we have Google Docs open is start our homework. Now, can you remember what our homework was today, Dan?
Wasn't it make a poster on Willand Primary using Google Docs?
Yes, that's right. We're going to use Google Docs to make a poster all about Willand Primary School. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a title saying Willand Primary School. And that's quite small. So what I'm going to do is highlight the text and change the size of it. Now, if I wanted to put that text into the middle, I could click on this button here, which is called Center Align. If I wanted it to go onto the right-hand side of my screen, click on this one. So I want it in the middle, so I'm going to click on this one here. Now, what do you think we should do to a title?
Underline it?
Good, so I'm going to click on this U here, which shows you how to underline. Now, I also think titles should be bright and bold. So I'm going to click on this B here and make it bold so that it stands out a bit more.
Wow.
What do you think of the font, Dan?
Bit boring.
It is a bit boring, this font. If I want to change the font on Willand Primary School here, on my title, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this arrow where it says font. And I could change it to any of these different fonts down here. Would you like to choose one for us, Dan?
Oh, yes. What about Roboto Mono?
Roboto Mono. Oh, let's put that in bold because it's a title we wanted to stand out. Oh, there we go. Now, Dan, what colour is our writing at the moment?
Black, all plain and black.
Posters. What do you think posters need to be? They need to be
Colourful. They need to look cool.
Yeah, so let's change the colour. So we can change the colour of our text by clicking on this A, which has a black line underneath it. This is our text colour box. and we can change it to a new colour. What colour would you like, Dan?
I'd like dark blue.
Dark blue. Let's go on to that one there then.
Blue's the colour of our school.
It is, that's right. So maybe that would be a perfect colour to use, Dan. Good.
Mr. Man, how do I upload an image?
If you want to upload an image or a picture to your poster, what you need to do is go up to the top where it says Insert, click onto Insert, and then Image. And there are several different ways that you can do this. You could either upload a picture from your computer and find a picture that you may have saved in your documents previously, or you can search for an image on the web. For example, if I wanted to find a dog, I could click onto this picture and then press Insert. But I don't think a picture of a dog would necessarily be good for this poster today, would it, Dan?
No.
And obviously I can make that picture smaller by clicking on the corner and dragging it inwards. Okay, I'm going to delete that picture now. What we need to do now is start to add some information to our poster. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some bullet points. Now you can see here that there is either an option where you can add a number list, which would be numbers 1 down to whichever number you need to go down to, or you can click on bullet points. Now you can see that this bullet point is in the middle of my page at the moment, so we're going to move it to the left a line. We're going to move it over there. Dan, can you think of any facts about Willand Primary School?
Our head teacher is called Miss Matthews.
Oh, it's underlined. I'm going to turn that off. Okay. How about the best teacher in the school is Miss Richardson?
Our deputy head teacher is called Mrs. Orr.
Good. And what I would like to talk to you about here is you can see this line here. It said that it was saved seconds ago. And it's really good. You can see every time that I'm typing something, it saves the document automatically. So if ever your computer was to switch off, or say, for example, the battery ran out, or you'd forgotten to save your piece of work, that is the great thing with Google Docs, is it always, always, always saves your work for you. Within each of these tabs at the top, there are also lots of other options for you to explore, all very similar to Microsoft Word.
Mr. Man, I think I've finished my homework now, but how do I turn it in?
So to hand your homework in to your teacher once it is completed, what you need to do is to go at the top here where it says Turn In. You need to click onto that button. And it will ask you a question. Hand in your work. One attachment will be submitted for Dan and the Man homework. And it's going to ask you one more time whether or not you want to hand it in. Have you definitely finished your homework, Dan?
Yes, I think I have.
You think?
I know I have.
You know you have. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to hand in. And you can see here that your work has been handed in. Now, let's say, for example, you wanted to add one more thing to your homework that you maybe had forgotten. What you could do is click Unsubmit. And that will allow you to go back into your Google Doc that you made before. Now we are happy with this. So again, we are going to turn our homework in. So we press Turn In. It's going to ask us again, are you sure? Yes, we're going to hand it in. And now the teacher would have received your work. And what your teacher will do is they will respond with a comment. They may say, well done, Dan, great homework.
Thank you, Mr. Man. Thank you for watching episode 3 of Dan and the Man.
In next week's video, we are going to be explaining to you how to upload a Google slide. Very similar to today's lesson, but this time we're going to be working on Google Slides, which is similar to PowerPoint. It's a bye from me.
So bye from me.